Hello! So I'm really excited about today because we are talking about lower legs, calves and shins. And you're probably thinking, Kathleen, I don't want to work my lower legs, I want to work my butt, I want to work my core. Listen, I'm telling you, you've got to work every part of your body because you are only as strong as your weakest link. If you want to run, if you want to walk, if you want to play sports, if you want to squat, your lower leg, your calves and your shins have to be on board or you're going to get injured. They are going to limit you. So please pay attention to this video. Okay, so you're going to start with your calves, which are the back of the legs. You're going to try feet hip distance apart first, and you're just going to do some calf raises. And I want you to use this as a little bit of an assessment. For sure, you're going to feel your core because it's a little bit wibble wobbly. But as you go up and down, I want you to think, am I turning out? Am I turning in? Do I have more weight on my big toe, on my little toe? And once you figure that out, then you can modify the exercise. So if you feel like, oh, I'm constantly rolling out, then grab something and just put it between your feet and use that to try to feel that hip distance apart, right? If you feel that your feet are really turned out, then you can even do a couple where you're turning in a bit at your thigh bones and do some internally rotated, right? If you're doing this and you're feeling like you're really internally rotating, then maybe do a couple where you actually go outward and do externally rotated, right? So basically there's three ways to do a calf raise. There's parallel, internal, external, and just look at yourself, get some data. How does your body like to move? When you walk, are you turning in? Are you turning out? So always do some of the parallel and then try a few in the direction that you know your body needs. Okay, now if you're like, Kathleen, that's easy breezy, awesome. Why don't you try doing an eccentric lowering? So you come up with both, you lift one leg, you're going to see it's a lot of core, and then you slowly lower down. You can even do that on a step. So you lift up, then you lift one leg, and then you lower down past the level of the step. If you're like, I think this is still easy, again, great, I love it, you're strong. Try some single legs where you're going up and down on one leg. Watch what happens when you do that. Are you rolling out? Are you rolling in? The other way you can make it more functional is add it to other moves. So you could do a running man lunge, opposite arm and leg, it goes down, and then you come up, and then you can push up onto your toe. I love this one, it's super functional, especially if you run or play any sports, right? So down, engage your bum, engage your core, power up. You could add squats, add your calf raise to your squats. So you can mix it into other motions that you're doing, extremely functional. Now, we move on to shins. I'm a big believer in training your shins because, I don't know about you guys, but I've gotten shin splints in my past and they suck, they're painful. So this is a great way to say, no thank you shin splints, go another day, somebody else. Put the foam roller on the front of your foot and you're just going to dorsiflex your foot, right? So you're just going up and down. Now it's not just like nothing, you're not moving through air. As you press up, your foot and the top, all through your shin here, is pushing the foam roller up, and then as you go down, you're resisting the push of your hand. Okay? Once you've got that, slow, controlled, moving through taffy, and you're like, Kathleen, easy breezy, I love it. Add the knee lift. Again, though, you're not just going to lift it up and down, you're pushing up with your shin and your front of your top of your foot, and you're resisting with your hand, and then you're pushing down with your hand, and you're resisting with the shin. You want to make it even harder? You can go into a single leg hip hinge the entire time, pushing the foot, top of the foot, into the foam roller as you come up. Okay? Last but not least, you can do bridges with a little foot slap, which is fantastic, especially if you're worried about bone density, because this requires you to absorb forces. So dissipate forces as your foot hits the ground. So you tuck your pelvis, you engage your butt, you engage your core, you lift, hold it, and then you lift the foot and slap, 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 slap. And every time you slap, your shins have to absorb that force and they get stronger. So I think the main takeaway of this video is train your entire body. Don't neglect body parts that seem not as sexy or as exciting, because you are only as strong as your weakest link. And if you want to get stronger doing the sports and activities that you love, your whole body has to be strong. Enjoy!